Rebuilding and revitalizing the economy. That's the main theme from the National Summit in Detroit, where America's leaders are gathering to address the future of our economy. And that is also where we find CNBC's Rebecca Jarvis. Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Trish, and I'm joined by one of those leaders right now, Deborah Wince-Smith. She is president of the Council on Competitiveness. Great to see you, Deborah.
Thank you.
And you've been here talking about America, our competitive advantage. Are we losing that advantage in the global structure?
We have a huge challenge around how we're going to ensure that we have a high standard of living for all our citizens. So we have a lot of things to do. We're still the leading manufacturing nation in the world, but we can't take that leadership for granted.
What's number one in your mind on that list of things to do to guarantee we don't lose hold of that competitive advantage going forward?
Well, the first thing's people, because people innovate and people create. So we need to make sure we have the highest skilled workforce in the world. But we also need to make sure that we have the conditions for innovation in the United States of America.
When you get down to the nitty-gritty of ensuring that those people are there, how do you do that? Is it at the university level? Is it at the government level? What do businesses need to be doing to guarantee that's in place?
Well, skills are what we're talking about, and education starts, of course, from the very beginning, but all the way through our advanced research universities. And one of the areas where we're not doing enough is taking advantage of our community colleges and what we call middle skills for really high-value manufacturing jobs, which we should have here in America.
You've also looked at the tax structure. Tell us about that.
Well, the United States actually does not have an innovation-friendly tax structure. You know, we have the second highest corporate tax structure in the world, has a huge impact in where our companies choose to invest around the world. We need to fix that. We need to fix some of our regulatory issues, too. But tax is certainly an issue.
Speaking of taxes, those regulatory issues, if you had to give this administration a grade in terms of how it's approaching this issue, what would you give the Obama administration in terms of making sure America is not only competitive today, but also in the future?
Well, the good thing is they're really focused on innovation, and they're focused on the advanced side of research and development. I do think they need to do some more on the enabling conditions, certainly these tax issues, and have a good balance on the regulatory structure. And one thing that's very exciting is the energy transformation, and that's going to be a huge opportunity for America.
So am I hearing a B?
Yes. You're hearing a B.
You were also talking on the panel today about manufacturing. And of course, manufacturing here in Detroit is of particular importance. But we've also seen studies throughout the day today that show manufacturing is particularly important to the American people, at least in their mind's eye. It is important. And you say that we're actually in a revolutionary phase as far as manufacturing goes. Explain that.
Well, you know, people like to think manufacturing's dirty, dumb, dangerous, and disappearing. And the reality is that manufacturing is now today part of a very complex global set of supply chains. What we need to ensure is that we are creating in the United States these very, very high value activities. To give you an example, using supercomputers, we're the only country in the world that can model and simulate the whole manufacturing design process. They use that at Ford, they use that at Boeing. We want to push that down our whole supply base to give our companies competitive advantage.
You talk about the things we are doing here. How about things other countries are doing that we should be doing?
Well, other countries around the world have looked at our model, but they're creating their own. One, they're educating their people, and they're ensuring that they have these enabling conditions for attracting investment and performing this activity. So we need to, in addition to what we have to do at home, ensure that we have access to their markets. So let's not turn our back on trade, but let's make sure that it's fair and that we have the same access to foreign markets that they have to ours.
Deborah Wince-Smith, thanks so much. Trish, back over to you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, Rebecca.